All right, y'all, come on in. Today we're going to be reviewing this Boudoir Facebook ad and still going through, kind of my 10 mistakes framework that I've already used on other Boudoir Facebook ads. Took them, tested them, found the mistakes, then fixed up the mistakes and tested them again. Kind of on average, I was able to bring in, 2 to 4x the amount of women for the same ad spend to be clicking on the ad, consuming the ad copy, reading the body copy, where our offer should be, and getting pre-qualified. So 2 to 4x for the same ad spend. And the secret metric we really focus on here is unique CTRL. That is how many women out of 100 are engaging with our ad. AKA, it's basically our relevance score. How relevant is our ad to these women, basically out of 100. So yeah, I get these up to like 6 to 9%. Average is like 2 to 3% from the ads I've looked at. And there's like a key line below 6%, ads most likely going to be burning out, dying. Same ads and worse results over time, which I'll talk about more. And above 6% is a better chance that that actually sustains. It's same ads and better results over time, and we'll talk about that. This is all related to the 10 mistakes we'll talk about today. So come back here. For boudoir photographers that have been running ads for a long time, one of the most common things is, the ads basically same ad spend, worse and worse results over time. Ads burning out, ads dying out, refresh creative, kind of keep the text the same, but refresh the picture, or, change up something and refresh it and kind of just restart the cycle again. And this is not normal. This is the symptom of a deeper root cause issue, which no one in the boudoir industry is talking about. And the deeper root cause is this. These 10 mistakes I'm going to talk about today, when they're not solved, what it leads to is the ad getting bad, basically low initial metrics and conversion data for the first tranche of women the ad goes to. And the way the meta ad algorithm works is after that tranche one, that unique CTRL data, the conversion data, and all the stuff in between, that data is fed back into the meta ad algorithm to decide who to send our ad to for, the tranche two women. Now, since we got kind of low initial scores when we make these top 10 mistakes, the meta ad algorithm sees that. And for tranche two, it actually sends our ad to lower quality meta profiles. So because of kind of our low performance off rip, we've unlocked now the lower quality meta profiles to go to, who convert at a lower rate just off rip, off existing. Like that's kind of their master global conversion rate is just lower. And so our ad goes to tranche two, and you know what? We spend the same ad spend, but what do? We get lower results. Lower results. AKA ad is starting to burn out. And just, off tranche one data, we get worse data from tranche two. We send feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And you know what? For tranche three, our ads now go to even worse prospects, worse quality meta profiles, worse profiles that convert even worse off rip, lower than tranche two, and super lower than tranche one. And guess what? Same ad spend, even worser results in tranche three compared to tranche two compared to tranche one. So this is the downward spiral of despair, and it's all based off of data from the tranche one women. What data did our ads get with the tranche one women? And the opposite can happen as well. We fix these mistakes, we send our ads out to the tranche one women, we get good high unique CTRL data above 6%. If we go look at our CTRL data, it's probably below 6%, and we're probably making a bunch of these mistakes I'm going to talk about. But if we fix them, good unique CTRL data, good conversion data, guess what? All that data feeds back into the meta ad algorithm, and we basically unlock premium meta profiles for our ad to go to for tranche two, better meta profiles, higher conversion rate off rip, just kind of on a global, master level, like their master conversion rate is just higher for those profiles. And guess what? That results in same ad spend, better results. Ad sustains and scales. Scale the business. And guess what? That feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And guess what? We unlock even more extra premium profiles in tranche 3. And when we do that, same ad spend, even more results compared to tranche 2 and even compared to tranche 1. Same ad spend, better results. Ad sustains and scales over time. It's like we've hit the jet stream and we're unlocking, it's like we're unlocking these more and more premium, higher converting, people have more money, meta profiles. So there's only two ways ads can go. It's either the downward spiral of despair, fade into obscurity, add die now, refresh creative, or there's the upward spiral of awesomeness, catch the jet stream, good initial, strong ad metrics, which always starts with unique CTR all, basically how relevant, it's kind of also the user experience score. How relevant is our ad to the women in our city? How well does it work with newsfeed psychology? How well does it work with human evolutionary psychology? And the upward spiral of awesomeness is where same ad spend, better results over time. And that's what we got to get to. That's what fixing these mistakes can bring us closer to. Give us a much better chance of getting that upward spiral of awesomeness. All right, so yeah, when boudoir photographers run ads a long time, this ad burnout thing is normal. We're just explaining kind of the root cause of that. That's these mistakes I'm going to talk about. But when boudoir photographers are, running their own ads, this thing keeps happening over and over. They're feeling kind of desperate. They're like, it seems normal. It's happened to everyone, but I don't really know how to fix it. I wish my ads would just work instead of, doing worse and worse over time. They're feeling desperate. Don't really know how to solve it. Or option 2, if the boudoir photographer is paying an agency to run these ads, well, they're paying probably a ton of money every month for the agency to run the ads. And then they're paying same ad spend every month. And then the agency's running these ads that just keep burning out. And they're like, what the heck? Why am I still paying this agency all this money for them to get worse and worse and worse results over time and just like refresh the creative with the same broken ad structure, same mistakes, but just a different picture. And the other thing they're thinking is, well, this ad agency probably already gave me their best ads in my profile, at the beginning to get me hooked to pay them for some more months. But I can just cut ties with them right now, and those ads are still in my account. And I can just leave them on and running. So I don't even need to deal with this agency anymore. Like, why am I still paying them for them to give me worse and worse results over every month? And so these 10 mistakes we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why they're mistakes, why it's causing ads to die and burn out, get worse and worse results over time, low quality leads, and actually lower and lower quality leads over time until we got to refresh the creative. All right, so first out of 10 that we look at, y'all know the drill already. Does it look like an ad? So we look at the creative. Does it look like an ad? Boom. We're looking. Is there text on the creative? If yes, it makes it look more like an ad. Why is this a mistake? Well, because when it looks like an ad, more people scroll by. Lowering our literally leading indicator metric, unique CTR all, which is, ad user experience, relevancy score, totally destroying that because people are just going by. People don't want to be sold to. They got ad fatigue, ad blinders on, banner blindness. No organic posts look like this with a bunch of offer text on it. No one's posting their dog with, a bunch of words on it and fancy fonts. No, they just post the dog. And so we're going to have more women scrolling by, so fewer out of women engaging with the ad. Fewer women reading our ad copy, becoming pre-qualified, which means we're getting lower qualified leads, less qualified sales calls, more tire kickers, more price hunters, less women feeling like we're a perfect fit for them, less revenue, less sales, less conversions, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm. Ad goes to tranche 2, lower and lower quality meta profiles, which results in same ad spend, worse results, which feeds into the meta ad algorithm again for tranche 3, which means same ad spend, even worse or worse results. We've entered the downward spiral of despair. Ad burns out, ad dies out, refresh creative. All right, second mistake. Well, mistakes 2 through 5, so the next 4 mistakes can happen up here in the See More headline. So, See More headline is the first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook mobile newsfeed. This is where 95% of ad spend is won or lost. And that's because 100 out of 100 women will see the See More headline. A good See More headline will get 5% to click the ... see more. That is over here, like that boost of ... see more, and then it opens the rest of the ad copy. So, but literally 100 out of 100 will see this. And this is where we gotta get super specific. So first of 4 things we need to have in the See More headline is 1, a who. Who are we speaking to? Because if we don't know who we're speaking to, then whoever we're speaking to also doesn't know that we're speaking to them. So we need a who, we need a self-label. What is a self-label we can put here where women scrolling fast would read it and say, hey, that's me. Oh, did I flip this? All right. Well, women are saying, hey, that's me. I gotta come and scroll back up. All right, ladies 30 and over. It's all right, we got a who here. So ladies 30 and over, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be scrolling. Oh, it registers in their subconscious, ladies 30s and over. And they come back up to read what we got. So we're being more specific. Women are feeling like we're speaking more to them, bringing in more qualified leads. More qualified sales calls, more qualified bookings, more people like feeling we're full for them, specifically for them, more sales, more revenue, more conversions, higher ROAS, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm, and we unlock premium placements with better meta profiles for tranche 2, which results in same ad spend, better results for tranche 2, which, better ROAS, more sales, more conversions, feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And we unlock even better placements, better meta profiles in tranche 3, which is same ad spend, even more and more better results. The upward spiral of awesomeness. Okay, good. That's where we want to be. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Second thing we want to have is a negative, a negative experience. What is something that women in our city are saying in their brain that they want to move away from? And, when they see it, they're like, oh my God, I am a lady 30 and over and I don't want this thing. So the most important thing is we always put the negative experience first. And here's why. Humans, the probability a human takes an action to go from, a negative experience, aka a pain, to just neutral, no pain, homeostasis, is literally 100x larger, or 100x higher probability to take that action, to take an action, compared to that same human taking action to go from normal / no pain / homeostasis to some positive, some gain, some pleasure. Literally 100x difference in probability between those two actually taking an action. And we know this because, if we go to the dentist, so we go for our 6-month checkup, 6-month teeth cleaning, we are out paying at the front desk, talking to the front desk secretaries, and they're like, hey, are you free 33 Wednesdays from now at 8:20 a.m. for your next 6-month cleaning? And we're like, dude, I literally got no idea, but text me closer to there, and I will actually figure it out. I'll see what my schedule is then so I can plan the dentist appointment. So they put us in their auto text machine and we leave. It auto texts us month 3, we ignore. Month 4, we ignore. Month 5, we ignore. And month 6 comes and goes and we did not go to the dentist. We didn't not book an appointment. We did not show up. We ignored all their texts. They even called us once. We ignored that too. So why did that happen? That's because, we're focused on our business, growing the business. We are kind of flow state, momentum. We like our schedule. We like our calendar. We like kind of waking up, knowing what we're going to do. And, the guaranteed gain or pleasure or positive that we'd receive from going to the dentist of slightly cleaner teeth and, knowing all cavities are taken care of or we have no cavities, so kind of that peace of mind. So those two guaranteed gains of going to the dentist, it's just it's not enough for us to break our habits, break our schedule, break our mental kind of momentum with what we're doing in the business. So we just didn't plan anything and we keep going on. Life is normal, no pain, normal homeostasis. And then auto text us month 8, month 10, month 12, and we ignore again. And month 12 comes and goes, and we didn't go to the dentist this time either. So we missed 2 6-month teeth cleaning, 6-month checkups. And why? Why did we miss this for the second time? Well, again, the guaranteed gain of slightly cleaner teeth and guaranteed peace of mind that we either have no cavities or we had a small one, but it got taken care of pretty fast. Those guaranteed gains, guaranteed positives, guaranteed pleasures of going to the dentist to get those, they're still not big enough. They're not big enough for us to take an action to get that positive, that gain, that pleasure, to break us out of our normal cycle, normal routine. Now, the end of month 13 rolls around, and one day we're eating breakfast, and dude, a ton of pain. The right side of our mouth, in the back, on the bottom, those molars back there, ton of pain whenever we're eating our breakfast. So we finish our breakfast, we go through the rest of the morning, and man, one of our tooth back there is still hurting. Our jaw's kind of throbbing a little bit, even though we're not chewing anymore. And we get to lunch, and we said, okay, I'm going to chew on the left side of my mouth this time. We're chewing on the left side, but there's still pain on the right side from the teeth touching on the right side, and a little bit of food goes over there simply because of muscle memory. So we're chewing that again, more pain again. So we can only eat half our lunch. And we're like, all right, dude, this is terrible. I got to get this thing solved because I'm probably not going to be able to eat dinner and probably won't be able to sleep. So that same afternoon, we call up our dentist. And we're like, hey, what is your availability? Because can I come in at 7 a.m. tomorrow? Because my tooth's killing me. I got some problem. I'm in some pain. I gotta solve this. I can't live like this. And they tell us, well, hey, we're booked out the next 2 weeks. We have no availability. But we can put you on the cancellation list in case someone cancels. And, then, if you're up next on the list, we'll call you and we can get you in. But no guarantees. So we're like, oh man, dude, I can't go another day like this. I gotta find another dentist. So we hang up on them. And dude, we call literally every other single dentist in the city. Can you get me in tomorrow morning? Can you get me in tomorrow morning? Can you get me in tomorrow morning? Finally, we find someone that says yes. 7:15 a.m. tomorrow, boom, come on in. So we go in the next morning, barely slept at all. Tooth and jaw was in too much pain. They come in, give us the teeth clean and see what the heck's going on. Find out we got a pretty deep cavity. So right there, that same appointment, they clean it out. They fill it with the resin stuff, to do the UV pen to harden it. They put the little, the little bite down paper to make sure it's not too high or too low with the spot they fixed. And we get out, we leave. Boom, no more pain. We can we're testing, opening and closing our mouth. No pain in the jaw, no pain in the tooth. Awesome. We go eat some food, have our breakfast. Boom, no pain. We're like, yes. Thank God, finally back to normal. No more tooth pain. Now the two scenarios there. So literally 13 months. What's that? 400 days. So for literally 400 days, we had a guaranteed gain, a guaranteed positive that we knew of. Slightly cleaner teeth, and peace of mind knowing all cavities have been taken care of, or we had no cavities. And we took no action. So 100 days, we took no action to go from normal / no pain / homeostasis to a guaranteed gain. But one day, literally one day with pain, we take massive action, get a dentist, any dentist, I'll pay whatever, get me in tomorrow. Literally one day of pain to finally put a dentist on the calendar, going, get our teeth cleaned and get our pain solved and removed. So literally, 400 days to get a gain, no action. One day to get away from pain and just back to normal, get me back to my normal no pain state. One day we take action. That's literally a 400x difference. This is why we always lead with the negative. Human, literally, so in this literally 400x, I said, at least 100x difference in probability humans taking action to move away from pain rather than towards pleasure. Humans literally just want to get back to normal. That's really all they want. So this is why we always lead with the negative. All right, so do we have a negative here that we're talking about in our city? All right, we're gifting this to women who are in their 30s, feeling flirty and want to thrive with a boudoir session this month to give them that. All right, so we're totally missing the negative. So we're gonna have ladies over 30, and there is better ways to write this, better for newsfeed psychology. So ladies over 30, there's a lot that are gonna keep scrolling by because there's not enough relevance to pull them back up, even though they are 30 and over. They're over the age of 30. There's just not enough to get them to come back up. And so we're gonna have less of the right women coming through, less women reading our ad copy, becoming pre-qualified, seeing our offer, seeing what we're about, less qualified leads, less qualified bookings, less qualified sales calls, more ghosting, more price hunters, more price objections, less sales, less revenue, less conversions, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm, and our ads go to lower quality off-rip meta profiles for tranche 2, which results in same ad spend, lower results, aka we have entered the downward spiral of despair for our Boudoir Facebook ad. It just worse results begets worse results begets worse results. Ad burns out, ad dies. Refresh creative. All right, the third thing we want in the See More headline is a positive. Think of like crossing a river. They're on one side when we want to get away from some negative, and they want to get to the other side of the river, and they want this other different thing that is a positive. Other different being the important term. So what's another different thing, positive, that women in their brains are saying they want? And yes, we can test all this stuff. The data will actually tell us. So let's see. Feeling flirty. Well, that's not what they want. That's what they're feeling right now. Want to thrive. Okay. Are there women in their brain saying they want to thrive? Yeah, I could see that. And this would definitely be tested to see which ones we put up here. Yeah, so we got a positive. To thrive with a boudoir session. Boosted confidence. Yeah, that's a positive, but this is hidden. Dude, everything here is hidden from the ... by the ... See More. So boost of confidence, we got to squeeze that into the See More headline somehow. Because again, 100 out of 100 women will do the See More headline. Average, we'll see the See More headline. Average boudoir Facebook ad will have 2 to 3% unique CTR all, which means 2 to 3% of women are clicking the See More and reading the rest. So we literally get 50x more people to see it if we put it in the See More headline. We got to have boosted confidence up in the See More. Well, if it tests good. So we kind of got to test it as well. So yeah, we got positive, good. So women are scrolling by, 30 and over, want to thrive, maybe That registers fast in their subconscious as they're scrolling, they come back up. So good, more positive or more specific, telling people what they get once they cross the river. Well, it's what people want, and that's how we get them to cross the river. We offer them what they already want. So they know it's on the other side of the river. So higher chance they click the ... see more. They read our ad copy, become pre-qualified, read about our offer. More qualified leads, more qualified bookings, more qualified sales calls. Less price hunters, less objections, less ghosting. More sales, more revenue, more conversions. All feeding back into the meta ad algorithm. Our ad goes to unlocks higher tier meta profiles that have a higher chance of converting off rip, which means same ad spend, better results. So we've entered the upward spiral of awesomeness. Ad sustains and scales, scale the business. All right, the fourth and final thing we want to have in the See More headline is a hesitation / roadblock. So what is, so we got our river, get away from the negative experience on one side, get this other different positive thing on the other side. And, they got a few bridges to take to get across, a few boats to take to get across. And what are some hesitations or roadblocks the women in our city are saying why they're not taking these other bridges or they're not taking our bridge? Something they think they may have to do that they're incorrectly assuming, or something that other bridges have said or they got to do and they don't want to do. So what is that? Or for our boat, what's hesitating? They're hesitating getting on any boat. Maybe they don't trust motors. Okay, well, we better be selling a bridge then. We better be doing a toll fee on the bridge then if they're scared of motors. And so let's see, do we have a hesitation / roadblock here in the first 2 3/4 lines? No. All right, so we're missing hesitation / roadblock. So yeah, dude, we're actually missing the very important triangle of mental tension here. Positive, negative, hesitation / roadblock. Positive, negative, hesitation / roadblock. The triangle of mental tension that gets us so specific that they're literally like, oh my God, no one's ever spoken to me like this before. And we need to get super specific because that's how we stand out when there's more than one competitor in the market. Or, well, when there's literally more than one person in a market, we got to get specific to stand out. So we're missing hesitation / roadblock. So we're going to have less women click and see more, less women coming pre-qualified, fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified bookings, fewer qualified sales calls, more ghosting, more price objections, more price hunters, fewer sales, lower revenue, lower ROAS, lower conversions. All feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Our ad goes to worse clients, worse meta profiles for tranche 2, and we have entered the downward spiral of despair based off our tranche 1 data. All right, so those are the first 5 mistakes that can happen in a Boudoir Facebook ad. Next, we'll take a look at the next 3 that happen in the body copy. And just thinking about this, they're scrolling fast on newsfeed, trying to be entertained, not looking to try hard at anything. We got them to stop, come back up, read like 1 or 2 sentences, which is like a really big deal because their brain's in fast mode. And then they click the see more. And they get smacked in the face with a huge wall of text, a ton of words. And their brain's like, dude, oh my God. I'm trying to chill, not do nothing right now. But we got a ton of these words in front of us. So we actually need, basically, we got them to click based off hook 1, the see more headline. And literally, we actually need a hook 2 here at the top of the ad copy. A reason for them to keep reading. And we always want to use an authority hook, a why should they listen to us hook. Why should they listen to us and keep reading this massive wall of text that their TikTok brain does not want to read? We need to overcome their TikTok brain. So we always like to use an authority hook. Same as I used at the beginning of this video showing, yeah, I fixed bunch of these mistakes. We 2 to 4x the women coming through, reading the ad copy, getting pre-qualified for the same ad spend. So that was why you should listen to me. So let's see. Blah, 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 blah. All right, we're missing the authority hook. So fewer women, actually, even though they click see more, few women are going to actually read the full ad copy, even though it's just like 15 more lines. So we're getting less qualified women through, and they might click and, fill out their info or whatever, even though they only read half of it. And so it's fewer qualified leads, lower qualified bookings, lower qualified sales calls, more price hunters, more, because they don't feel like we're specifically for them. And they don't know exactly what we did because they didn't read the full ad copy. Lower sales, lower conversions, lower revenue, lower ROAS, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm. You know the drill by now. We've entered the downward spiral of despair where tranche 2 will go to lower quality meta profiles over time, which means same ads and worse results over time. Downward spiral of despair, just a negative cycle that keeps feeding on itself. Ad dies out, ad burns out, refresh creative. All right, the second thing we want to have here in the body copy is a story/narrative. We want to basically be able to empathize with them, to show we understand what they're going through, show we understand what's going on in their day-to-day life, and we use the story/narrative to do this. It's basically like writing out the lines of a movie script, or if we were recording them with a third-person camera going on their day-to-day life, and then they got the reality TV cutscenes where they're like narrating what just happened in their clip and what they were thinking. We got to put that in written form. So we empathize, we show we understand what they're going through. Like I did at the beginning, talking about boudoir photographers feeling desperate when their ads just keep doing worse and worse over time and they just refresh and they don't know why, but it seems normal. Or frustrated at their ad agency, paying a ton of money every month to get lower and lower results. Why do I need them? They probably give me their best ads anyways. I should probably just cut ties with them because they're just giving me same ad spend, worse and worse results over time. So we need to empathize, show we understand them. And this is actually called our punch 2. So punch 1 was up here, us understanding their conversation going on in their brain. Their self-label, negative, that they want to get away from, positive, something other thing different that they want, and hesitation/roadblock, something stopping them from moving forward. That's the conversation they're having in their brain. Like, oh my God, that's everything that I want. Click see more, read the rest of our ad copy. And then our punch 2 is the story/narrative where we describe what is currently going on in their life so they know that we understand them, know that we see them, that we hear them. And if we get this 1-2 punch right, dude, we literally turn into a market of one. Literally, we become the only option to them. And here's why. One, no one else in their city will have spoken to them as specifically with anything else, any other industry, any other product, any other service compared to us, unless someone's already working with me for their boudoir ads in the same city, then all right, then that's kind of the only exception. But the second reason is an ad algorithm reason, which is once someone engages with literally one boudoir Facebook ad on Facebook or Instagram, click in the ... see more, just one click on it. Guess what? They are seeing 20 boudoir Facebook ads from the other 20 competitors in the city across Facebook and Instagram that same day. And guess what? Everyone else has got the same broad messaging, or everyone else has got the same copy and pasted templates. So they're seeing the same message over and over from everyone else. So no uniqueness from anyone else. Ours is the one that stands out, one, because it was unique, which is only kind of 5% of the reason, but 95% of the reason We got so specific with punch 1, punch 2 that no one else can compete with us for this avatar with those specific self-label, negative, positive, hesitation / roadblock. So we become a market of one, which is, you know, they see us as the only option, and we can. They are more happy to pay a higher price. You know, like in the dentist example, imagine if, who knows, all dentists only do 6-month teeth cleanings, and there's one dentist that solves tooth pain. Literally only one. What would we have paid to go the next day to that one dentist, the only one in our city that solves tooth pain? Probably whatever he said. Nearly whatever he said, but at least 10x more than we would, you know, normally pay for whatever, one of those 6-month checkups. Why? Because he would be a market of one to get us out of our pain. So let's see, do we have a story / narrative here to empathize? No. All right, so we're missing the story / narrative. So women are coming through, they're feeling less like our solution is explicitly for them and explicitly for their situation. Therefore, again, less qualified women clicking through, less qualified leads, less qualified calls, less show-ups, more tire kickers, more price hunters, more objections, lower sales, lower revenue, lower ROAS, lower conversions, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm, which means for tranche 2, our ads go to lower quality meta profiles, which off rip have a lower conversion rate, which means same ad spend, even worse results for going to those people, which feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Tranche 3, same ad spend, even worse results. Downward spiral of despair. Ad burns out, ad dies out. Refresh creative. All right, the last 2 mistakes can happen here at the bottom, below the creative. So mistake number 9, we're on right now. It is always, always, always a mistake to have anything below the creative. Here's why, there's 3 reasons. Any description, any headline, any below creative headline, any button, always a mistake to have anything below the creative. 3 reasons. First one, 5% of the reason for mistake number 9, makes it look more like an ad. There's no organic post that got text under the photo. There's no organic post that got buttons under the photo of their dog photo. So this makes it look more like an ad, so it ties into mistake number 1, more women scrolling by. People don't want to be sold to. Mistake number 2, 15% of the reason it's a mistake to have anything below the creative. When women are scrolling, they see more headlines, the only thing that shows up, the only thing that they see as they're scrolling. So, scrolling fast. When they get here, their subconscious has finally processed and surfaced, the 1/4 to 1/3 of the words or phrases, important words or phrases here that they just glanced at scrolling by. 30 and over, flirty, thrive. So that just surfaces in their subconscious when they get here, when they're looking at this. Now, if these words do not match exactly what we said above, it instantly and automatically triggers the error detection network in the brain, which automatically signals error, incongruent, confusion, keep scrolling. This all happens automatically. There's nobody thinking, oh, hey, I just processed 1/4 of the words in the see more headline. Does it match these words? Yes or no? If no, keep scrolling. No. All this happens instantly, automatically. And even if we did, get all these exact words correct here in the bottom left, well, dude, still makes it look like an ad. So it's always wrong to have anything here below the creative. All right, reason 3 for mistake number 9, 80% of the reason is because this stuff down here It enables women to click to go to the ad before they've been pre-qualified and forced to read our full body copy. Here's why that's a problem. When the meta ad algorithm is searching for who to send the ad to next, it's pulling from some pools of data. Pool 1 is who's converted on the ad. So then it looks at like, hey, what are the commonalities, the common data points on the meta profiles that have converted on this ad? Kind of like dumps them all out, finds the similarities and says, cool, we're going to go find other meta profiles, or we're going to bias the meta ad algorithm to go towards finding other profiles that have these, 80% of these data points, 78%, 92% of these kind of similar attributes from all the converters. That's good. The problem is with pool 2. With pool 2, it's all the ad clickers. And guess what? The ad clickers are normally 10 to 50 times larger than the ad converters. And if all the ad clickers, nobody clicks see more, 30s and over feeling flirty, they just clicked apply now. Ad clicker, they got no idea. Maybe they think we're a spa day or something. They got no clue because they didn't click ... see, or we gave them an avenue to not click ... see more and just click over without becoming pre-qualified. What does this do? This makes like all the clickers, because people don't want to read, so they're just bypassing it and clicking down here. Basically all the clickers are what? Unqualified prospects. So when Meta pulls their data into pool 2, all the attributes, all the data points on their Meta profile, and looking for similarities between them, guess what? It finds similarities, but those are similarities for unqualified prospects, not, people that our offer is not for. But then we're biasing, feeding that data into the meta ad algorithm, biasing it towards non-converters, people, unqualified people go to unqualified meta profiles that our offer is not for, that will never ever buy it. So this is 80% of the reason having this stuff below the ad creative is always, always, always a mistake. Those are the 3 reasons. Now mistake 10. I don't know if this ad is making this mistake, but mistake 10 is the objective. And the most common objective I see Boudoir Facebook ad runners using is a leads objective. And a leads objective is always, always, always a mistake to use. It's always the wrong objective. Here's why. When we choose our objective, Meta takes our city and basically pulls a 6% slice out of the city. And this is where our ads will go to. And these are basically the meta profiles that have like the 95th plus percentile probability to fill out a lead form. So they like filling out lead forms, and they'll respond to kind of these keywords in the ad because, Meta's picked these keywords up from previous ads they've engaged with on Meta, Facebook and Instagram, previous things they've searched on Meta, Facebook, Google, maybe ChatGPT now too. And then also words they've been saying in their day-to-day life to their friends or on the phone, whether or not they're on a phone call or not, because the Facebook and Instagram microphones are always listening to us and basically always sticking those keywords we're saying onto our Meta Facebook and Instagram profiles. So our ads are going to people that fill out lead forms. Okay, here's the problem. They're not going to Meta profiles that fill out lead forms and also answer our phones, texts, and emails. Our ads are not going to lead form filler outers who also book a call, show up to the call. And especially our ads are not going to lead form filler outers who also buy. Now, yes, there will be some small dusting of Meta profiles that fill out lead forms and also answer all call, texts, and emails. And another smaller dusting that fill out lead forms and then book a call, show up to the call. And an even smaller yet dusting of Meta profiles that, yes, fill out a lead form and yes, do buy. But we want buyers. So let's just put our ads in front of the Meta profiles that buy off rip from day one. That's the first thing. Second thing is the longer we run this incorrect objective, the more our pixel gets over-optimized or biased towards lead form filler outers. But what are lead form filler outers? They're not buyers. Because if they were buyers, as their predominant activity, they never would have shown up in the 6% slice of people, most likely to fill out a lead form. Now, yes, we'll have a small dusting that do fill out a lead form and buy. But again, if we want buyers, let's just use the objection that goes to buyers, people with buying behavior on their profile. Because what I've heard a lot in marketing is a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. People like to buy, spend money, get solutions, save time, solve their problems with money, not DIY. So let's go to people that already have that data on their profile instead of trying to pull the non-buyers and try to make them buyers. It's trying to force the person that doesn't like the grape popsicle to feed them a bunch of grape popsicles till they like grape popsicles, but they're never even going to eat any of the grape popsicles to start liking grape popsicles because they don't like grape popsicles in the first place. So, okay, if we're running the leads objective, cool, we're getting $1, $1.50, $2.50, $3 leads. Cool, cool, cool. Increasing the number on our email list, but we're increasing the number of non-buyers on our email list who will never ever buy because they're lead form filler outers. They're not buyers. If they were buyers, our ads would get to them using a different objective. This is why we never, ever, ever want to use leads objective. It's like we're saying, yes, Meta, please bring me more non-buyers. I want to spend more money to get in front of more non-buyers and increase my email list with more non-buyers. But see, then that stresses out because then we're like, people converting because my follow-up texts are trash, or my follow-up emails are trash, or I call them too fast or too slow. Well, dude, they were never going to buy in the first place. They're non-buyers. So it creates a broken variable for optimizing the rest of the funnel, the rest of the business, and then we're second guessing everything. But then they were never going to buy no matter what, no matter how good everything else was. They were never, ever going to buy because they're non-buyers. This is what lead forms give us. Think of if we get $1 leads, $100, get 100 leads, we sell one from lead forms. Or we use the much better objective, we get, who knows, $15 leads, we sell 1 out of 3. Our CPA just went from $100 to $45. That's we literally just doubled the ad profit, the ad arm of our business. Same ad spend, double results. That's it, just by switching the objective. Not any of these other mistakes we talked about. All right, we're gonna score this ad out of 10 and compare it to the rest of the Boudoir industry. All right, so looks like an ad. Okay, mistake 1. We got a who, okay. Missing an egg, got a pause. Missing a hesitation / roadblock. Missing an authority, hook 2. Missing a story / narrative. Oh my God, and I missed one. We'll talk about it right now. Third and final thing we need to have is the offer in the ad copy. This allows people to know what's coming on, what they're going to click through to get. And if they don't want it, they click on, they pass by, they don't click. If they do want it, yes, they do click. So it's a double bonus, I call it, tying into mistake 9. Remember the clickers in pool 2? We want the right clickers in pool 2 and the wrong clickers to scroll on by. And ideally, we would want one link click to every one conversion. So pool 1 is actually then equal to pool 2. So good, we got the offer here. Commenter to Boudoir hair makeup. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So offer more qualified leads, more qualified book calls, more sales, more revenue, higher ROAS, more conversions. Feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. That goes to higher quality prospects, tranche 2. Same ad spend, better results. Ad sustains and scales. Scale the business. All right, yeah, that was mistake number 8. I forgot that one. All right, so go back to scoring. Looks like an ad. Missing the neg. Missing a hesitation / roadblock. Missing an authority. Missing story / narrative. We got the offer. BCH and button below creative headline and button, having those as a mistake, and then half a mistake for the objective. So 6.5, very good. Very, very good. Boudoir industry average is 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. So I got this. That's better than normal. We've got some easy fixes, to get this thing rolling better. And I consider all Boudoir Facebook ads that have more than 2 out of 10 mistakes to be a breaking down Boudoir Facebook ad. Breaking down, performing worse and worse, more and more over time. Yeah, worse and worse over time. Same as a car that's performing worse and worse over time. That's a breaking down car. And if we got a car that's breaking down, where the heck do we bring it? We bring it to a car mechanic. Similarly, if we have a Boudoir Facebook ad that's breaking down, where do we bring it? To a Boudoir Facebook ad mechanic. So if you have these mistakes in your Boudoir Facebook ad and you want to get them fixed, I do have a Boudoir Facebook ad mechanic offer here today. And I do it based off of 5 root cause problems. So I take the 10 mistakes, smush them down to 5 root cause problems. I can do it fast right now, 15 seconds. Root cause problem 1 looks like an ad in that creative. Root cause problem 2, see more headline. We need 4 out of 4. We got 2 out of 4. Okay, root cause problem 2, see more headline. Body copy, we need 3 out of 3. We got 1 out of 3. Root cause problem 3 is a body copy. BCH and button, below creative headline. Description and button, always a mistake to have these. Below our ad creative, mistake number 4. And mistake number 5, objective, half a mistake, since we actually don't know what objective, what objective we're using here. So 4.5 out of 5 root cause problems. And I got 2 ways to solve this. 2 offers. Option 1 is $50 per root cause problem I solve for this one ad. And yes, you can, take these fixes and then put them on all your other ads, or duplicate the ad and put the fixes on it, test it to see which ones run better. And you can choose from, one root cause problem up to the maximum 4.5, and the maximum would be 4.5 times $50, so $225 to fix this one ad. And you already said at the beginning of the video, I'm able to get 2 to 4x women to consume the ad copy, consume the offer for the same ad spend. Option 2 is much higher value. It is, I'll fix all the mistakes you want me to fix on all your current ads and create as many new ads as you want me to. $100 a month, flat fee, pay month by month, no contracts, cancel anytime, and you collab with me as much or as little as you want. So those are the 2 options, and when you decide which one you want, you got my phone number, you got my email, or you can DM me on whatever social platform here where, that we're talking on. And when you do, I'll ask you what you got for me, and then we'll go from there. All right, that's everything. Adios.